Welcome back, coders. This is a quick screencast for MCE07, which is all about variables. We're going to talk about making a command that uses variables. We're going to talk about running commands that use variables, and I'm going to show you how you can do math with variables as well. So let's get into it. Right here I created a world where there's just blank grass and my robot is sitting here staring at me. I'm going to make a variable command where I can tell my robot to run forward 1 space, or I can type run and space and a different number like 5 to make him run forward 5 spaces. If I put run 10, he'll run forward 10 spaces. Alright, this is the only thing you have to do for this project, but let's explain how this works. Make code is what you're doing. The Microsoft one. Alright, so let's talk about how we can make a command that does this. If I press C, I can go into my chat commands. I'm going to restart this just because I want to start from a new project here. So I click on new project, and we have our familiar chat command on run here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my agent blocks and grab the agent move forward block, and I'm going to put one of those inside this chat command. Now I want to introduce a variable to this chat command, and to do that all you have to do is click on this little plus sign that shows up right here. If you click on that plus sign, you're going to see something come up that says num1. Now num1 is a variable that it creates for this command, and now we can use it if we go into our variables section here where there's red blocks. If I click on that red block, I now see that num1 shows up. I can do a few different things to it. I can refer to it by using the block that's rounded here, or I can set or change that number as well. So I'm going to grab the circle block here, and the circle block will allow me to plug in to a number. So right here where it says agent move forward by, this block, because it's got rounded sides to it, will fit in one of these sections. I'm going to put it right here where it says agent move forward by 1. Now it's not going to move forward by 1, it's going to move forward by whatever you type after the word run right here. Keep in mind, to do this you have to type run and then a space, and then you can begin the number variable. If I want, I can rename what this num1 is. Sometimes in code you'll have 3 or more variables that are happening. It's a good idea to rename them. So I'm going to call this, instead of num1, I'm going to click on that and change its name. Where it says rename variable, I'm going to change this to distance. That way I know that this is actually going to be the distance that the robot's going to run forward. Alright, if I want to test this out now, all I have to do is in the chat type run and space and a number, and now the robot will run forward by that number. Okay, that's cool. I wonder what happens if I type a negative number. Oh, he moves backwards. What do you know? So I can make him run forwards and backwards this way. Very cool. Alright. So now you know how to run commands that use variables, and you know how to make commands that run variables. Let's talk about how you can use math with these variables. If I go into my code here, you're going to see that there's blocks down here on the left side that say math and that have a little calculator next to them. If you click on this math block, you're going to see these things up on top, which are the ones that we're going to use. Right here, I'm going to grab the one that's multiplier, the X one right here. So I'm going to grab this and put it in where it says move forward by distance. I'm going to put that math block in there. Now you're going to see that the distance block is going to pop down like it's an actual block. It pops out, and now it's just sitting here floating. If I want, I can grab that variable and put it as the first thing here, and now I can make it multiply this number. It's going to move forward by the distance times whatever I want. So I'm just going to make it double. I'm going to say distance times 2. Make this bigger here. So you'll notice that there's a few different blocks going on here. I've got this math block right here, which I grabbed out of the math area. You can grab any one of the functions here, and after you put a math block down, you can also change it here if you wanted it to add or multiply or be an exponent or anything like that. You can put that in right here just by changing that number. So I'm going to put that in where the numbers normally go, And then that variable, the distance, I'm going to put that as the first bubble. So it's actually a few blocks that are on top of each other. But really what you're doing is you're saying, I want to move forward by whatever number I type, but I want it times 2. So now if I go back into my game and I type run 1, he will run forward 2 blocks. If I type run 2, he will run forward 4 blocks. And I'm sure you get the idea. If I do run 3, he'll move forward by 6 blocks. This is how you can use math with variables. There's a lot of great ways to use this, but right now I just want to see that you know where the math block is and that you can apply a variable to that math function. I hope you have fun with this. We've talked about making commands that use variables, running commands that use variables, and also how to do math with those variables. I hope you have fun coding.